So welcome everybody to today's meditation class. As usual it is, well not as usual, it is slightly shortened today because we got all these extra activities for celebrating 50 years as a monk. And one of those, again, another monk will be here at 4:15 to give a Dhamma talk. What's it supposed to be called? I say happiness and laughter in Buddhism. Very good speaker. That's Venerable Akinchana, and he's coming at 4. And because he's coming at 4, that's one of the reasons why I have to finish sharply at 4. But please don't disappear. This monk has come all the way over from Serpentine just to come and give a talk here this afternoon, and well worth listening to. So I'm going to try our very best, hopefully, for you to listen. Unfortunately, it's not good that I stay when he's talking about me. Otherwise I won't be able to say, hey, that's not what I did. Hey, that's not what I said. But anyway, hopefully he does the right thing. Have we got the thing being taped and stuff? Okay. Good. So anyway, I'd love to give a few minutes talk about what meditation is all about. Many of you have heard many times before, it's learning how to let things go. In order to let things go, we need to be able to have kindness. Sometimes people feel that kindness and letting go are two different things, or they may be associated, but few people understand how close those things really are, the kindness and the letting go. If you really know how to be kind, you let go of whatever you want. You just want to serve, give, help, whatever you possibly can do. And that's one of the reasons why, if you want to get some nice meditation, and not just if you're following the correct practices, never forget the ideal of being kind, caring, not curing. And that's something which goes right through the teachings of the Buddha. Caring, not curing. You may have some problems in the meditation, please care for it. Look after it. It seems counterintuitive, which is why many people get stuck in their meditations. But it's not just counterintuitive, it is a beautiful, brilliant way to be able to engage with whatever you're doing in a way which is selfless and at the same time allows your mind to dive into the objects which you are perceiving. And as it dives into it, it's fantastic how, with that little change of attitude, what turned out to be either boring or painful or disappointing, whatever you call it, then becomes quite delightful and beautiful. And it's one of the reasons why whatever type of meditation you are doing, whether it's a breath meditation, a body sweep, or whatever, the care which you add into that meditation is kind of vital. We're not trying to get rid of things. We're trying to understand things, get to know them. And when we get to know them, they don't become a problem. And when they don't become a problem, they tend to disappear. And when they disappear, we have instead this beautiful sense of stillness. One of the, I mustn't talk too much, one of those stories which I love telling was as a lay person, not really knowing where I could find a place to do a meditation retreat. In the north of England there was a Zen monastery, and I went there, joined up for the weekend, didn't really know what to do, and that was really a great benefit, a great help, not knowing what to do, because what happened was that we just said, sit here, crossing your legs, and just stare at the wall with your eyes open. You weren't supposed to watch, any your breath or anything. Just stare at the wall with open eyes. And I was willing enough to follow instructions. That's all I did, was watching the wall with open eyes. And as I was watching that wall with open eyes, to my great surprise, the wall vanished. It was a very thick farm barn wall. And that was really quite surprising. How can something just disappear? when I wasn't doing anything. And it did vanish. My eyes were fully open. But what I was kind of doing, or rather not doing, I was being peaceful, eyes open, being kind, and that combination of just being peaceful in this moment, being kind to whatever I was perceiving, was enough for things to settle down so deeply that eventually the whole sight sense kind of stopped. And I've done that for many other things in this world, sometimes even quite deep pain. Just be kind to it, and it vanishes. Really vanishes. It's kind of shocking. I never expected such a thing could happen. But this is what can occur. So whatever you're meditating on, you're there, you're with what's happening, you're not fighting it, you're being kind to it, and it goes. And that's what we do in our meditation. Just sitting here, being kind to what we're observing. Because we're kind to it, the energy is strong. We see it very clearly. When we see it very clearly, and the energy is strong and kind, then you find it vanishes. You get what we call stillness. And that stillness takes you into some beautiful states of mind. States of mind you don't expect, which are very real. That's just a little taster for this meditation. I am going to start it now because if I keep talking too long we don't have much time because I have to finish earlier than usual. So okay, please if you can sit down now, find a chair, find a stool, whatever. And on these days if you can try to get here a little bit earlier on Saturday afternoon, simply because we don't need to make too much noise. Usually I talk for about 15 or 20 minutes, but on these next couple of weekends we're going to finish talking about now 5 past, 10 past. So, sitting down in a chair, a cushion, wherever you can find some comfort, and close your eyes. And when with your eyes closed, so bring attention to this present moment. You're here now. You don't need to worry about anything. You're perfectly safe. So just settling into this moment. And also settling into your body. Weird thing to say, settling into your body, where you're carrying it around with you every moment of the day. So I just give a quick check of my body. Where's the most disturbing part of my body right now? And I can feel it. It's in one of my toes. The big toe on the right foot. I haven't squatted down properly. And I'm always willing to adjust, especially at the very beginning of the meditation. To fidget. There's a reason why we learned how to fidget when we were babies, to be able to find the most comfortable position. It only takes 20, 30 seconds, and your body feels so much better. And I kind of ask, how's that? Check my waist. Check my nose, it's still a bit stuffed, a bit of hay fever. And then my body feels pretty good. If there's any other part of your body you would like to spend some time on, fine. But if not, then just imagine. I like using imagination. Remember, there's one fellow who said he couldn't watch his breath, but then he was taught how to imagine watching the breath. and that meant he could watch his breath. I imagine myself being in this peaceful monastery somewhere. No flies or mosquitoes. All I can feel is the wind. I imagine the breeze of the air cons being like natural wind, keeping me cool. And I determine, resolve, decide to let go of all the past and the future, all the jobs and duties you may have in the future. Please put them aside. You'll be able to deal with them much better after an hour of meditation. I know that as a fact. Worrying about them now is counterproductive. It really is a waste of time. And I value moments of peace. And I don't force the mind onto any object. Now is the only time I ever have. The thing which I am aware of right now is the most important thing in the whole world. And the only thing to do is not to cure problems, just to care for this moment. Now, what's right in front of me, and caring. Keep it simple. And then see what happens. I will ring the gong about 10 minutes before 4. You don't have to worry about the time. Just let go and see what happens. It's getting close to the end of this meditation. Do not open your eyes yet. Use your mindfulness, your awareness, to inquire, explore how you feel. How does the body feel? How is the mind? What's it like inside? When the body is not being entertained by anything outside of itself, how does it feel? When it's at peace, what's it like? When you do not want anything in the whole world. What does peace feel like? I will now ring the gong 3 times. When the gong finishes sounding, it's a signal to come out from the meditation. There we go. Now, we have 10 minutes. Are there any questions about the meditation? We have some online. Goodness, okay. Let's try some quick answers online. Excellent. Oops, it's gone. Uh-oh, can you come back? No, it's okay. Okay. Here we go. Dear Ajahn, please define kindness. No, I won't. Because the definition seems to be an antithesis of kindness. Kindness, I understand that, I explore it, what does it mean? And I know what kindness is when I apply it, say, to my body. And the kindness is almost like I care for my body. And that act of caring, or even thoughts of caring, or kind speech, it has effect. And I know it's kindness by the effect it has on my sense of well-being or peace. Quite often, when the mind has had a really good meditation, you can actually put that kindness, say, on my right knee at the moment. It's a bit stiff. All I need to do is just to focus on it with awareness, and then with the kindness, you wish it well, you care for it. And even as I'm doing that right now, you can feel the result. The result, it gets very much more at ease, it relaxes. Tightnesses in muscles get loosened. And I know that that is what kindness does. If it's kindness to my mind, so things of the past, which you may be concerned about, you're kind to those things of the past, and all the people who played their parts in that kind of act. That's all the world's a stage and all the people actors on it. That sort of metaphor can be quite useful, which means it's easy to forgive and let go of the past if you have that kindness. And I know it's kindness because it enables my mind to let go. It enables my mind to don't be afraid or anxious about the future. I'm kind to the future, so I'm not worried or afraid of it. So all those little experiments I do in my life on kindness, like kindness to animals, as I was mentioning yesterday. When I'm really kind to the animal, the bugs, the insects around me, they tend never to harm me. It's a result of kindness. And so you explore the meaning of kindness. And what kindness does, it solves problems. It lessens the sense that you're an enemy to the world, or the world is an enemy to you. And the kindness kind of relieves all of that. And that's actually how I know what kindness is. Be kind to myself in meditation or in life when I'm sad or in pain. If you're sad and you're kind to the sadness, it's part of life. You should never try and just lock it away and think that sadness is a personal mistake. You can learn a lot from sadness, even pain. Sometimes there are some people I've met in my life, their pain is so extreme, and also there's no way they can kind of control it or get rid of it. So they decide, eventually, the sooner the better, to be kind to the pain. And when you're kind to it, they say the physical pain gets much less if you're kind to it. Because even the Buddha pointed out the two thorns, he said, which can prick you, the physical thorn and the emotional response. And he said of those two, it's the emotional response you can let go of and make peace with. And that sort of gets rid of most of what we take to be pain. Because I don't want it, I don't need it, why me? All of those kind of emotional response, that's overcome by kindness. And then you find most of the difficulties have been solved. Does kindness differ from love or empathy? How does it feel? I said that's my question to you, not your question to me. How does it feel? This is what you experiment, what you learn. You don't learn these things, through theory or through books or through discussions. You do it through just exploring and feeling what kindness is. And if it's not kindness, it doesn't work in the way which I've been telling you. If it's not kindness, you may think it's kindness, but you feel even more restricted, constricted, and not at peace. And the next question, the more I meditate, the more I feel like I do not know myself at all. How to know myself? If you want to know the deep answer to that, your sense of self, you're investigating it and you find that sense of self which you thought you were is not true. And so after a while, your sense of self disappears. And that's really important to get into the deep meditations. Sometimes I get criticized for going too deep, but you know that sometimes you just really let go. Your sense of self, or what you own, what you can do, what you can control, tends to disappear. I often say that it's like around us, we've got these unexploded bombs and stuff around us. We call it a mine field. It's mine. When somebody steps on it, and we blow up as well. So it's nice to be able to not own anything. If you don't own anything, your sense of self starts to vanish. And with it is a greater sense of freedom. the sense of self which we build up becomes a prison for us. And just the last week, a few people have told me about experiencing meditation which really scared them. Beautiful experiences, but because they didn't know what it was, what's going on, they couldn't really enjoy it to the max. If you can let go of your sense of self, identity, who you think you are, then you will find it's much easier to get into deep meditation. You let go of the sense of self, and it's like you are free, without burden, and get some really amazing deep happinesses and insights and stillness. So anyway, that's the more you meditate, the more I feel I do not know myself at all. Great. Enjoy that. You don't need to know yourself. In fact, you're not even there. Thank you for listening. Okay, now we can turn off the audio visual, because now you've got to turn it over for the next part of this afternoon. Venerable Akinchana, I did see him around, walking out trying to find a way in. I'm not quite sure if he's found a way in yet or he's gone back home. I don't think he's gone back home. But I know that for last week I said, well, this is the first part of the session is over, the meditation and a bit of a talk. But they were asked that please don't go yet, because apparently after the meditation a lot of people just disappeared, and that was really a bit unfair for Venerable, I think, was it Nibbutto last week. So for today I'm going to have an opportunity for 10 minutes of questions from the people here. So on the floor, so not recorded, because you've got to change over the AV for the talk.